Prince was raised by a pair of musicians, his parents John L. Nelson and Mattie Della Shaw Baker. The Kiss singer's dad and mom initially met through music when John performed at a jazz club, and Mattie was in the crowd, according to Prince's website. He originally invited her to sing in his band, but their romance unfolded, and the couple married in August 1957. Less than a year later, they welcomed their first child together, Prince Rogers Nelson, in June 1958. Prince, who died in April 2016, was notoriously private about his personal life throughout the course of his decades-long career, but he gave rare glimpses into his relationship with his parents and how they inspired his music to develop and evolve. During a 2009 interview, Prince shared that he dedicated himself to improving his piano skills when his parents split. "My father left his piano at the house when he left, and I wasn't allowed to play it when he was there, because I wasn't as good as him," he explained. "So when he left, I was determined to get as good as him, and I taught myself how to play music and I just stuck with it and I did it all the time." Years before, though, Mattie had noticed his natural talent. He could hear music even from a very early age, she told the Minnesota Star-Tribune in 1984. Mattie was supportive of her son's musical endeavors and often attended his performances in his home state of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here's everything to know about Prince's parents, John L. Nelson and Mattie Della Shaw Baker. His parents were musicians. While Prince is widely regarded as one of the greatest recording artists, he inherited his musical abilities from his father and mother. John crossed paths with Mattie while he was playing at the Blue Note Jazz Club in Minnesota and asked her to sing with his band, the Prince Rogers Trio, per Prince's website. After collaborating musically, their relationship developed into a romance. John and Mattie wed on August 31, 1957, and welcomed Prince on June 7, 1958. Later, outside of music, Mattie would earn a master's degree in social work from the University of Minnesota, according to a May 2019 post from Prince's official Facebook page. She was a social worker for Minneapolis public schools for over 2 decades. He was named after his father's stage name. John and Mattie drew inspiration for their son's name from their shared love of music. Prince was ultimately named after his father's stage name while he led the Prince Rogers Trio. The Grammy-winning singer reflected on their shared name in his 2019 memoir The Beautiful Ones, writing in part, "There were 2 princes in the house where we lived. The older one with all the responsibilities of heading a household and the younger one whose only modus operandi was fun." As a child, Prince was regularly referred to by his nickname, Skipper, as well. They raised him in Minnesota. Prince was born and raised in Minnesota and retained roots in his home state until he died in 2016. Prince's website reported that from 1959 to 1965, he lived at a residence with his parents along with his younger sister, Tyka Nelson, who was born in 1960. Though the home has since been demolished and replaced with a new building, it's where Prince was first exposed to music. "My house, it was pink," Prince told his The Beautiful Ones co-author, Dan Piepenbring, during the writing process of the memoir. "It looked like Mad Men, but not as nice. Simple furniture. I remember this funky energy about it. People, voices, energy. Like the Kennedys, but black." They separated when Prince was a child. John and Mattie's marriage was short-lived. The couple separated when Prince was 7 before they eventually divorced. Though it was a confusing time, Prince took it as an opportunity to teach himself to play the piano after watching his father perform for years. Prince reflected on his parents' divorce while working on his memoir before his death, writing, "I had no idea what impact that would have on me. I was 7 years old and more than anything I just wanted peace. A quiet space where I could hear myself think and create." When Prince was in junior high, his mom got remarried to his stepfather, Hayward Baker. The Let's Go Crazy vocalist found it difficult to adjust to his life with his stepfather and ran away from home for the first time. During this period, he started bouncing around between his dad's home in North Minneapolis, his aunt's home in South Minneapolis and the house of Bernadette Anderson, the mother of his friend Andre Simone. After his parents split, Prince also had a strained relationship with his father, the Los Angeles Times reported in August 2001. While they were estranged at various times throughout their lives, they were able to grow close as friends and collaborators down the line. They had a blended family.